Hello everyone, this is Raman for Attacking Chess. Today in this video I want to show you a subscriber game analysis. So this is a 30-minute game and so the subscriber name is Hemant, Anvish Hemant. He's playing black and okay, let's go to the game. So remember that this is a 30-minute game that is played on chess.com. Although it's an online game, but 30 minutes is a good time control to play with. Okay, let's go. So he's d4 and you replied d5 and after c4 c6. Okay, Slav defense and after e3 knight f6, knight c3 e6. Okay, knight f3 nb d7 and bishop e2 d takes c4. Yeah, here I mean instead of taking, and if you take immediately the problem is bishop takes, and it's like you are giving him an extra tempo. And if you after you play bishop e2 and if you take it, like the bishop has to come to e2 and then it has come to c4, it should go to c4 to take. I mean that's a very good thing. Okay, and also you played b5, you got a tempo, you got it sorry, you got a tempo on the you got a tempo on the bishop, it's good. Okay, bishop e2, you played bishop b7 and your opponent played queen b3. Okay, and here you played a6. I think here you could go bishop a6, bishop d6, I'm sorry. So I mean if your opponent plays a4, you can always play a6. And for example, if you take maybe you can all take with the a pawn, or even you can take with the c pawn, and you can open up your bishop. And if you are afraid that somehow your a6 pawn is weakened, you can always take with the a pawn, and like takes, I don't know, maybe you can take with the bishop or you can take with the queen, and then everything is fine. But I think here taking with the c pawn would be good. I mean, especially because look at these bishops. I mean, look at these bishops versus your bishop versus your opponent's pieces. I think even white is white. I mean, I think black is better here, at least light better. Right now, you are controlling these. You are controlling these crucial squares, and I mean there is no tactic working on knight takes b5 or bishop takes b5. So I think overall black is better, at least light better, right? At least. So I think you are so. But yeah, but I think, I mean, a6 isn't a necessary move. Try to castle, and try to go for this break c5 early, like playing rook c8. I mean, preparing either c5 by playing rook c8 or queen b6, something like that. Okay, and you played c5. I mean, why I don't like this move? Like for example, after takes, at least you think. I mean, I think you might be trying to take with the bishop, and then you are trying to, like, trying to not waste the move by moving the bishop goes to bishop e7 and then taking on c5. I think that might be the reason. I'm not sure. Why after takes. And why did you take? I mean, why didn't you take with the bishop at least now? I mean, why did you take with the knight? Like, if you want to take with the knight, seriously, I mean, like you are getting a tempo on the queen, but that isn't much. At least I think you should have played bishop e6, bishop d6 or bishop e7 and tried to castle here first. I mean the problem with b5 is your king is still in the center. You are not yet castle. Like for example, I mean, if something goes wrong, like I don't know, something goes wrong, then your king will always stay in the center, and it will be subject to crucial attacks. Like he can always bring either of the rooks, and he can always put pressure on your position. You still need, remember that you still need two more moves. I think b5 is a serious inaccuracy. I think bishop d6 should have been considered. Bishop d6, bishop e7. I like bishop d6, although I mean, it looks like you are going into some random pin. But look at this. Look at. I mean, you can always take and subject your put more pressure on h2 pawn. I don't know, something like that. So yeah. Before, I think is a serious inaccuracy, serious mistake. Knight b1, knight c4. I don't know, maybe at least playing queen b6 and preparing something like this. I mean, something like this would have been at least better. Like for example, what is queen b6 doing? I mean, and you can always close this position. Remember that whenever you aren't castled, try to close the position. Whenever your opponent isn't castled, try to open the position. I think this something like, I don't know, maybe bishop d6 or bishop e7. I was looking at bishop d6 more I mean more aggressive, but bishop e7 is also completely fine. It's a matter of choice. So knight to e4. The problem with knight to e4 is, I mean, right now the weakness of last move, like the knight on the knight on the knight on the knight on c5 is currently controlling all these squares. So when the knight moves from the c5 square, the problem is the a4 square is available for the queen, and your opponent immediately took advantage of it. I think at least queen d7 would have been good. So and one more rule to remember is, whenever you are under serious pressure, like you are under your opponent is attacking you, try to exchange as many pieces as possible. Try to exchange queens, try to exchange rooks, try to exchange your opponent's attacking pieces. Why is that? Because whenever you exchange pieces, whenever you exchange opponent's attacking pieces, so you are liquidating some into a less problematic position. For example, here if you exchange, I mean, just remember, just imagine this exact position with the absence of queens. Then I think it's complete. Then black would be completely fine. So that's the reason I think queen d7 should have been played. For example, something like this. And yeah, I mean, yeah, you are losing a pawn, but still I think this is completely holdable. You have the advantages of two bishops, and I mean, you can always play something like this, and you will always have this compensation. And I think this would have been better, but yeah. So knight d7 is a serious mistake. And after bishop takes b4, and again you played this move knight e4. I mean knight c5. But I mean, the problem with knight c5 is your opponent didn't respond in a serious way. But I think queen a3 would have been the best choice. I don't know what would you have done. I mean, I don't know what would have done. For example, queen f6, trying to put more pressure on something like this, and something like this. I mean, even in this position, white is clearly better. He has a more he has a extra pawn, and his pieces are all coordinating, and this bishop is completely blocked. I mean, this knight cannot move. Pin, and this knight is pinned, and everything. I mean, everything is going harmonious for the white pieces, and he's better. Yeah, here actually after knight c5. Sorry for the black screen. Yeah, after knight c5. Yeah, I think here bishop takes b4 would have been a good choice. Why? After queen takes b4, queen b6, trying to exchange as many pieces as possible. Why? Because you are under serious pressure. So at least try to exchange as many pieces as possible. And remember that you have this open file. I mean, you are controlling the open file. So at least that would have been a better choice. And yeah, you can always build some pressure on the open files, so or semi-open files. And yeah, this would have been a better choice than what you have played in the game. After knight c5, and bishop takes your opponent. Yeah, bishop takes c5 is a serious inaccuracy. I think queen a3 trying to keep as many pieces as possible on the board, and trying to create more pressure on by bringing, I don't know, maybe he can play rook c1 and put more pressure on the c5 knight. That would have been better choice. And knight d5 is again a serious inaccuracy here. I think rook d1. I mean, not allowing you to castle. So whenever you're up, you are in castle, just try to castle immediately as possible, because here there are two open. I'm sorry, there are two open files, and I'm sorry, and I think white is putting serious pressure on the in using those open files. So try to castle, and then play some, I don't know, maybe something like queen b6, and bring your rooks onto these files, and try to neutralize your opponent's initiative, so something like that. So you should have done something that like that. But for example, a sample line could be like something like this. And I mean, white is really better in all these scenarios. So after 95, Okay, rook c7 is okay. Obviously, you cannot castle because your knight is hanging. It's okay. So after rook c7, rook d1, and you played here bishop d5, and bishop d5 is a clear mistake. Your opponent, yeah, I mean, I think queen g5. I think queen g5 would have queen g5 threatening checkmate, and also I mean threatening checkmate and double attack. Like it's a double attack, threatening g2 checkmate and threatening knight. I think that would have been a good one. I don't know, maybe something like queen f3. I mean knight f3 is obviously forced. Knight f3, queen e7, and queen f4, queen knight b6. And I mean at least now, I mean you are not better, but at least this is the game goes on in this variation. I think this would have been a better one. And after bishop d5, your opponent took on d7. I think it's a clear mistake. So I mean the problem, I mean your opponent isn't playing the best moves. So he's according to I mean most according to him, I think he's a pawn up. So according to him, he's trying to liquidate exchange as many pieces as possible and going to an endgame. And yeah, this could have been this is best. I mean I cannot fault I cannot find fault with this idea, but I mean, but he can get more. Like he can get a massive advantage in this position. So why to liquidate the position? Why to force a position to go into an endgame? I think I mean at least that's what I think. So after rook takes d7, and again I think queen takes d7 is a good, and queen takes d7 is a good choice. I mean he can take the pawn or he can exchange, but I mean at least going into an endgame would have been a better choice. Again, I mean I don't know what you're trying to do. Like you are under serious attack, so you have to exchange pieces. Remember this thing. Whenever you are under serious attack, even though you're a pawn down or one or two pawns down, keeping queens on the board doesn't help you. In this scenario, I'm talking about. In this particular scenario, keeping queens on the board doesn't help you at all. Doesn't help you at all because your opponent's queen is very active, and you aren't castled yet. And I don't know, maybe something like I don't know, e4 is also coming up, so something that I mean I mean your opponent is, I don't know what he's trying to play. Like okay, bishop takes it. I think knight c3 would have put more pressure on your position. I don't know, something, this would have been a better, far better version of the game than what your opponent played. Okay, but okay, let's play. Bishop takes a6 is a serious inaccuracy. Castle, and here you go. Okay, bishop c4. I think again knight c3 would have done the job. Okay, yeah, bishop c4, bishop c6, and your opponent rook takes. c3. Yeah, and yeah, this wouldn't work. I mean, obviously, if you take, then it doesn't work because of this checkmate threat. So, just a point to remember. Knight c3. So you are trying to exchange pieces. You are trying to exchange queens. You should have done that a long time ago. b3. Actually b3 is a mistake. Let me show you why. I think rook b1 would have been better choice. Something like this. I think bishop a3 just blocking these pawns. Yeah, and I remember these kinds of positions. I mean, when I was playing in, I mean, when I played in a tournament, I don't know, but I got this exact scenario, like opposite bishop endings, and I'm 2 pawns up, and we have only one pair of rooks, and I strived really high. I thought I was winning easily, but I was completely wrong. I mean, I analyzed this kind of endgame for, I don't know, for 2 to 3 days completely. I was immensely working on these endgame positions, and definitely if your opponent can't keep your his pawns rolling, definitely it's going to be a draw. I mean, it's going to be very very tough to win this game. So I think bishop a3, just trying to stop your pawns. So stop your opponent's pawns rolling. I think that would have been a better choice. The problem is, if you play bishop e3, he cannot move. He cannot activate his rook because of, I mean, he cannot play, obviously he cannot play this move. For example, I'm just saying he cannot move because of your a2 pawn falls, and if one pawn falls and the other pawn cannot go forward because you will be controlling this crucial square with your rook and bishop. So I mean, two pieces will be attacking the b4 square, and only one piece will be defending that square. So obviously it will be a very difficult task. And also your king, your rook is very active, and it cut off his king. So that's the thing. So overall, I think bishop a3 would have been a good choice, good move. Yeah, but okay, king f8 g3. He's trying to make. He's trying to. I mean, he just made an escape square for his king, and I think again you got a choice to play king bishop a3, and again you missed it. So I think your opponent should have played a3 here. Just, yeah, here he played. Okay, it's okay still. f6. I think you should have played either, I don't know, maybe bishop to c3 or bishop to a5. I think that would have been a better one. But you played f6. Seriously, see, that is a serious mistake. Okay, let's go back. Bishop c3. So all the time, all you have to do is keep these pawns under control, and that's it. The game is going. The game. I mean, it's very hard for him to make progress. And I think at least you will have. I think you will be. You will at least get a draw. Okay, so f6, bishop c4. Yeah, I think. I mean, I think if a5, and he should roll the pawn. He should play a5, and then, I mean, if you try to control them, I think he can always play, I don't know, maybe rook to a4, and then, I mean, he always has this choice of pushing his pawn. So I think that would have been a better, play rook a4 and push two pawns. So that would have been a better, I don't know. Okay, so after a4 you played f6, and after bishop c4, e5. I mean, again bishop a5, trying to control these two pawns. That would have been a better one. Okay, so a5, and okay, you played rook d7, and your opponent played a6. I think rook a4, just kicking this bishop away, and then trying to push two pawns together is an important thing. Yeah, and one more thing is, in these kinds of positions, I'll just flip the board for a moment. In these kinds of positions, it's not important to push a single pawn. It's important to push two pawns together, because the power of two pawns will be much higher than power of a single pawn. So whenever you're, like, for example, I mean, obviously if he plays rook a4, you have to move. I don't know, maybe something like, I don't know what you play. I don't know, bishop c5. Then I'm going to play b4. I'm getting a tempo. I don't know, if you play bishop to d6, and I can always play. And, like, I mean, two pawns rolling on the board is really difficult to stop. So I'll just flip back. Okay, so that, okay, a6, rook a7, yeah, rook a4, bishop d6, b4. Okay, b4. Just give me a minute. I think I have something in my notes for this move. Let me check. Yeah, nothing. Okay, king d7, b5. Okay, you played bishop c5. Bishop c5 with the idea of controlling the b6 square. I think the same job would have done by the king, right? I think, for example, king g2. The problem is, your king can, I mean, you need your bishop to, I mean, your bishop would have done a more better, I mean, your king would have done a better job than a bishop. So I mean, obviously you cannot play, and something like, you need waiting moves for to play with your bishop in these kinds of positions. Like you I mean sometimes you'll get into zugzwang position, so at least to gain, I mean at least you need your bishop to, to make some waiting moves or something kind of. So those kinds of moves, that's the thing. I think king c7 followed by king b6 would have been a better one, but yeah, it's okay. Bishop c5, rook a2, king c7, king b6, rook d8. Here you played g5. Yeah, g5 is a serious mistake. Why g5 is a serious mistake? Because it weakens your f6 pawn. So I think playing something like, I don't know, maybe h6, maybe h6 followed by, I don't know, maybe rook c7. Just simply wait, and I think even h6 would have been a serious mistake because that would allow a king walk. So I think even rook c7, just waiting for a moment, just waiting would have been a far better version, better move than what you have done. Like for example, rook c7. And I don't know how white would break through. I mean, you are having a fortress, so I don't know how you are gonna, I mean, how I don't know how white is gonna break through. Like it's kind of, I mean, yeah, he's a 2 points up, but still it's a fortress, a kind of fortress. So after g5, rook b8 check, king c7, rook h8, and yeah, you played king b6, and your opponent played rook e8. I think simple rook b8 check would have done the job. I think we would have done the job. Something like this, yeah. So rook e8, okay. So king c7. King c7 is a big mistake. I think simple rook d7, just keeping together every holding together is, I think that this would have been a good move. Something like this, maybe, I don't know. But king c7 is a serious mistake because of what your opponent played, obviously. After the king e6, rook e6, I mean the problem with g5 move is you have weakened the f6 pawn and now it is falling. I'm sorry for the black screen again. So f5, and it's hard to suggest a move for you. I mean, you are completely losing, and I don't. It's hard to suggest a move. But at least I think I mean playing bishop d6 and trying to playing bishop d6 and would have been a good choice. Oh, oh, your opponent missed it. Oh, your opponent missed it. I mean rook c6 check, and you are losing. I mean you're losing a bishop, so that's the reason I said bishop d6. But your opponent seriously missed it. Okay, then I mean even this is losing, so don't worry about that. So f4. So your bishop is hanging. I think you are in time trouble, I guess. I think you are in time trouble, I guess. I mean that's the only explanation I can give you, because your piece is hanging, and your opponent didn't take it. Okay. And yeah, here you resigned. Yeah. I mean, so overall, what can you take from this game? I think you are trying to play too aggressively. Like, I mean, first you need to cash. You need to always play bishop to d6, and yeah. I mean, your king is still in the center, and you are 2 moves away from castling, and your opponent is only 1 move away from castling. But still, you are trying to open the position. I think that's a wrong strategy or wrong thinking. First, you need to castle first, and then try to open this position. I mean, usually in the Slav defense, yeah, this is a main move. This is a main pawn break. C5 playing rook c, playing, I don't know, playing rook c8, queen b6, and bishop d6, queen c7, or queen b6 or queen c7, and then playing c5. Yeah, that's completely fine. But most importantly, castling is first. And whenever I see this Slav defense game, I always remember Aronian versus Anand game. So I mean, if you are a Slav defense player, just go and look at it. Go and look at that game if you haven't looked at. And yeah, and that, okay, and this move, and at least you should have taken with the bishop, and then castle first. At least that would have been a better one. And yeah, you're playing. I mean, with don't play. I mean, when with your king in the center, try to castle first, and then you could have played better, far better. And you should have exchanged your queens. You should have exchanged queens here. I think that would have been a better choice. Try to exchange queens. Exchange as many pieces as possible when you're under serious attack. Obviously, you cannot. Yeah, you cannot take this piece because so this. Yeah. Yeah, and playing bishop a3 and trying to stop these 2 pawns. I think that would have been a far better thing than what you have done in the game. So overall, I would suggest you to uh, practice more end games, and look out for more grandmaster games in the openings you play. For example, you play Slav defense, so go and look at some of the key some of the games in the Slav defense. I don't know, maybe played by Gary Kasparov. Um, I mean, some grandmaster games, and your end games are. I mean, your end games, like, you should know your. I mean, one thing I always teach to my students is I would just give them some random tips in every end game. Like for example, whenever you are playing opposite bishop end games, whenever you are playing the knight endings, whenever you play the rook endings, I just give them some overall tips on how to convert how to play each and every opening, every ending. I mean, it's not possible to specifically teach every end game, but we can always give some random tips. Like for example, if you are in this case, I would always suggest, do not I mean, stop these 2 bonds. That should be your main motto. And if you are playing with white, I would always suggest kick this bishop and kick this bishop around, and always try to push both pawns together. So that would be my main tip for white, and vice versa. So yeah, that's it. So I mean, prepare better openings. I mean, prepare with the openings better, and know the main ideas in the opening stages, and what you should need to do in the middle game, and what are your main pawn breaks, what are kinds of pawn structures you're dealing with in the openings you play, and go study some endings, different types of endings, and try to study them and try to play. That's it, and that would be my main suggestions or main feedback to you. So thank you for sending your games, and I hope this analysis helped you. And thank you guys, thank you for watching my video. Have a good day. Actually, I forgot to say, this is my first video in the new year, I guess, if I'm not wrong. So I again wish you all guys again a very happy new year. Thank you for your support all this throughout this journey, and we promise you to strive hard, and to keep our content as best as possible. So once again, thank you guys. Once again, a very happy new year, and enjoy, guys.